morning, is it, from Zetster's Lab. I'm in my studio, my workroom. It looks as if a explosion took place in here. It's just crazy. But I'm on a roll. So at this moment, I'm busy making some clothes and stuff for my kids, my grandkids in Thailand. And then I'm painting, and on the clothes I paint, so it's just crazy. So it's on my table, you can see it's my sewing machine. And then there's all my paints, and there, just look at it, it is just crazy. All my cupboard with all my materials, and there you can see paintings. And oh gosh, but this is me. I just start. I don't think, I don't plan, I just start, and then I need to get organized as I'm busy with my stuff. Oh well, but that's me. So yes, we're on our way to our kids in Thailand. We leave in 9 days, if all goes to plan. And then a while back, my little granddaughter, she's now 3, she said, Oma, please make me a princess. What do you call these things? A voorskoot in Afrikaans, we say a voorskoot. These things that you wear over your clothes. You know, a voorskoot. And I didn't get to it the previous time when we were on our way. So this time, oh, let me tell you, I share everything. So this is it. When Thailand's borders open and now we're on our way again, whoa, all of a sudden I really felt totally overwhelmed, because is this going to work this time? And I was just settling in. I worked through a lot of stuff the previous time when we couldn't go. And now all of a sudden we can go again, and I had lots of things to work through. And I must actually confess that I feel a little bit offish, unwell. So 2 days ago I was watching TV at night. 2 nights ago, the night after we heard that we can go to Thailand again. And I sat and my body was aching, and I had a sore throat, and immediately I thought, COVID, I've got COVID, so now I cannot fly, and we need to test in a week's time. And it was just totally crazy. All of a sudden, just fear came over me, and I didn't sleep very well and everything. And oh well, so that's why I say, so many things that all of us need to work through in our daily lives. And how do I cope? I create. So the next day, hubby and my son, they were busy getting the tickets and sorting out the travel plans. And what was I doing? I grabbed some materials and I started to sew. Why? Because that made me realize I'm alive. It brings out the life in me. Creating is just what brings out the life in me. It makes me feel alive. So I started creating 2 days later, and I've created so many things. But today I want to tell you about these little things. So that I made for my grandkids. This is the one you can see that I had. So when my granddaughter Zana said, Oma, please make me a princess apron's the word, I said, oh my goodness, I don't know what she wants actually. And I went on to Pinterest, and then I saw all these princesses aprons. Oh gosh, and some of them were so beautiful. So this time when I heard we're going and blah blah blah, I said, okay, let me make her an apron. So I found an apron that I had. So this is the thing. I do recycling. I love to recycle. I love to use what I have. I don't do patterns. I don't go and buy patterns. So whatever I have, I use. So in my art classes, I've used this many, many times on many kids. So I've had this pattern. So all I did was just found some beautiful cloth in my cupboard. Remember, my friends moved, so I got many, many cloths. So I found this taffeta thing. I mean, I will never ever wear this, but I found this beautiful purple, and I thought Zana's gonna love it. It's gonna be bling, and she's gonna love it. So I took the pattern. This one's a little bit smaller, but still not very small. And just look how beautiful this works. I made a double so that I could add this little hem there, you can see. So now I've put this thing in that goes round the neck. And now you can pull it. Look how I can pull it. So I can pull it as much or as little as I want, and then I can fasten it around. So it's going to be perfect for her. She's going to be able to wear it a long time, because just look at this beautiful idea. But where did I get the idea? From this thing, because that is how this one was working. And we could use this. It's actually not working, but I saw this and I thought I can make it work like that. So that was my idea. So yes, you use what you have to make an apron. And let me tell you something, I didn't start off being this crazy creative. I was always creative. I was always making stuff, but at first I started off years back when I was still at school by using patterns. I was a little bit, let's call it, bound still, you know. So then I told you about my children's clothing range, the Monster Club. I made little t-shirt. It was all the primary colors, red, blue, yellow, red, blue, yellow. I cannot remember the other one. Green. So I used those colors and everything, and I printed on. We even have a printing business at one time. If you think I'm a delicious monster, you should see my daddy was in one. If you think I'm sexy, you must see my mother. Things like that. So I had that children's range, but also patterns. And then my kids came, and I started making clothes for them. And then about 10 years back, I started doing art, started to paint. And then I started making clothes for me again. So look at this thing. I've got a video on this. But this is a little dress I made from old tablecloths. Beautiful vintage tablecloths that I just sewed together, and isn't it gorgeous? So yes, this is it. These are all my things that I told you about in previous videos. New ones this is a very, very old antique one. Lockets that my hubby bought me. These are from my grandparents, my parents, and my children bought me for Christmas. So that is my thing. And yes, so I used one pattern, one apron pattern, and voila, this is little Zana's, as I told you. Isn't it gorgeous? So I used whatever I had. I had this kind of material, another bling one that I just tore a piece off and I used as ties, and all my little things, even that thing I got from a friend when they moved, in her box that she gave me. And just look at the little roses there at the bottom. So yes, I think Zana's gonna absolutely love this. But then when I was finished with that, I thought, oh boy, now what about Zach, my grandson? Because it's much easier or nicer to create these little things for girls. I didn't have a girl, I had two boys. So I was always making the shorts and the t-shirts. And then I got a little grandchild, and oh gosh, a granddaughter, and I just love creating things for her. But now I created that, and I thought, what about Zach? He's now going on to 6, so he's nearly 6 years old. And then I thought, this little man, he loves to braai. He loves a barbecue. When he comes to visit in South Africa, it's just him and Oupa, his grandpa, my hubby. They just make these huge fires and then braai. And Oupa taught him how to braai apples on the fire and stokbrood. It's this dough that you put on a stick. And all of those things. They're always busy with the fire. Or Oupa is teaching him to do woodwork. So then I got this idea. Why don't I make Zach a little denim one? There you can see the big pocket so he can put his things in there. Oupa said I must actually make a little small pocket there for his pencils, because when we get to Thailand, they're going to do some woodwork, and Oupa's going to teach him, and he's going to help. And look at the little thing. I've even painted a little thing there. Zach Braai Koning. I thought I'm going to do it in Afrikaans. He loves to learn a couple of words in Afrikaans. They speak English. My daughter-in-law is Chinese. So the grandkids, they speak English and Chinese, and but when we come, he always wants to learn Afrikaans words. So this is Zach die Braai Koning, the barbecue king. So isn't it gorgeous? So always what I'm saying is, if I can, you can. Really, this is very, very, very basic. And this is my machine. I gave my overlocker away because I was struggling too much with that 4 things, and oh gosh, the tension was never right, and I love an overlock. I mean, it's just vroom vroom and then you're done. But I struggled too much with that, so I gave it to a friend. So now I just zigzag at the back, make a hem straightforward, and voila. These are all things that I had. Even this old thing came from something. So Zach can now also only do that. So yes, thanks that I can share my creative journey with you and my passion in life. I'm actually a teacher. I went to university and to become a teacher, but for sport. So I was very sporty. I played tennis and anything with a ball I could play. I'm very, very got wonderful ball sense. And but in the back I was always this creative person. But I love sport. I played, as I said, tennis. So it was only 10 years ago that I actually started to come into my real passion, and that's creating. And as I say, I'm still a teacher at heart, so I love teaching and sharing all my tricks. So this is just an easy way to do something wonderful for your grandkids or other people's kids, birthday, whatever. It takes half an hour. Oh, someone is at the door. It takes half an hour to create something like this. So, love you lots. I'm busy with another project. I will tell you later about that. And when you feel overwhelmed, go and do something that brings back the life in you, that allows the life in you, the abundant life, to come to the surface. If it's gardening, if it's running, if it's walking, if it's painting, whatever it may be, find that thing that brings out the peace, the deep, deep-rooted peace that's in you, that peace and joy. So I've got my peace and joy back. We fly in, as I said, booked and everything for 21st is 9 days from now. So let's see how this unfolds. But until then, I am learning to be content in every situation, any situation. I am learning to find peace and joy in the midst. And that means now, this day, what can I do to find the peace and joy that's already in me? I'm sewing. Have a fantastic day. Is it from Zetster's Lab?